Hi everyone, it's Erin from the Provincial Farmhouse. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be making a Christmas door hanger. We're going to be using the Noel paint inlay from IOD, the Blitz mould, and the amazing casting resin. You can find a full product list in the description of this video and all these products on our website, theprovincialfarmhouse.com.au. Let's get started. To begin with, I'm going to be making my amazing casting resin, pouring part A with part B and carefully pouring them into the Blitz mould. I'm going to pour some out into each of the snowflakes as we're going to be using the whole design. While my snowflakes are curing, I'm going to do 2 coats of Dixie Belle's Fluff chalk mineral paint to my wood round. I found this wood round at a local hardware store. Today we're using IOD's Noel paint inlay. It's 8 pages of beautiful Christmas designs, and these are all designed to look weathered and vintage. We are going to be using the Christmas tree farm design today. Make sure you check out my other videos. I have done quite a few projects using these awesome designs. Before I get started on the paint inlay, I'm going to arrange my snowflakes. Now, I'm going to arrange them up the top and down the bottom, so I'm going to actually cut them in half. I just want them peeking around almost like a border. Now, my resin has not long since cured, so it is still a bit flexible, so I'm using some scissors and a craft knife and carefully cutting it to size. I'm then going to arrange it in the pattern that I think that I would like, and I'm just being very, very careful as I use the sharp knife. So I used resin for this project, but you could definitely use air dry clay. I just find that I get a lot more detail with the Blitz mold using the resin as opposed to clay. Before I glue down my snowflakes, I'm going to put the inlay down and just double check my measurements, make sure that I've got the snowflakes arranged so that they're not going to interfere with the paint inlay design. I actually sort of tweaked the design a little bit there. You can see I felt like that was a bit more balanced. So now I'm gluing down my molds using a strong wood glue, and again, just making sure that everything's going to fit. Here I'm just carefully using my craft knife to trim off any excess resin that I can see going around my round edge. I'm now adding some of Dixie Belle's Fluff to the snowflakes now, as it might be a bit too messy to do so when the paint inlay is down. Now for applying the paint inlay, I'm going to make sure that my surface is free of any sort of lint or debris, and I'm doing a nice thick coat of Dixie Belle's Fluff chalk mineral paint. I'm trying to keep my brush strokes going in one direction and making sure my paint is on thick enough that it's not going to dry too quick and that the inlay is going to be able to be transferred. When I'm sure I've got enough paint, I'm going to put my paint inlay design side down into my wet paint. I'm then going to carefully smooth the design down, working my way around, making sure that every part of the inlay is making good contact with my wet paint. So I'm smoothing out wrinkles, making sure that I'm not missing any sections. You could use an IOD brayer for this part. Next, I'm using a mister with water to dampen the paint inlay and a damp cloth to apply some pressure. I'll then leave my paint inlay to dry. When the inlay is dry, I'm going to mist the surface again and use a cloth to sponge off any excess water. After about 30 seconds, I'm going to start to peel the inlay away. Now here, I started to feel a little bit of resistance, so I got some more water and I misted the surface before I tried again. As you're pulling the paint inlay away, you want to be gentle so that you can ensure that the design will stay in one piece so that you can use this again later. I'll pop this on a drying rack to dry. Once the inlay is dry, I'm using a 50-50 mix of satin clear coat and water to mist over my project. This is going to help seal the design enough that when I brush on a clear coat, there won't be any bleeding. So I did notice that there was a little section on the word dark that did not transfer, so I'm using a little artist brush and Dixie Belle's Anchor Silk Mineral Paint to very carefully finish off the letters R and K. Once it's all dry, I'm using Dixie Belle's Satin Clear Coat to seal the entire piece. I'm being very careful not to overwork the design. I'm going for a vintage look, so I'm using Dixie Belle's Grunge Glaze, specifically in the details of the snowflakes, and then wiping it away on the high points. I'm also adding a light coat of the glaze to the center section and wiping a lot of it back. I just want a hint of age here. I then decided that I wanted to add a couple of the smaller snowflakes, so I'm adding some of Dixie Belle's Fluff to those, and then I am going to glue them down. I'm also adding a little bit of glaze to the snowflakes. I had to be careful because I was doing this before the glue was completely dry. When the glaze was dry, I added some of Dixie Belle's Gold Gilding Wax to the snowflakes and also around some of the edges of the wood round. Finally, I am adding a screw-in hook so that it can be hung on a door or on the wall, and to finish it off, I'm adding a buffalo check ribbon. And here's the finished product. I had a lot of fun making this project, and I hope that you guys like how it turned out. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. If you like it, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure that you check out my IOD Christmas playlist. I have a lot more projects to hopefully inspire you this festive season. If you're not already, I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our other Christmas projects or furniture makeovers. You can find all of the products used on our website, theprovincialfarmhouse.com.au. Thanks for watching.